Okay, I'm starting video 3 as the train rolls by. So, in addition to wanting to have I don't think it's rolling, I think it's sort of just dragging by. In addition to wanting to have a Lambrusco for the club, I've wanted to have a Chianti, and I think Chianti is one of the most disrespected wines, maybe, or misunderstood wines out there. And part of that problem are the Italians themselves, the folks in Tuscany, and the way the wine has been traditionally marketed. And that is that it's, this is the great Italian wine to go with Italian food. But if you've been to Tuscany, what is Tuscan food? What is Italian food? I mean, Tuscany, yes, they certainly have pasta dishes, but there's lots of meat dishes there and vegetable dishes, lighter on up to very hearty fare. And there's a Chianti for everything, I guess is a good way of putting it. But the success of Chianti or any of these wines is how well it pairs beyond regional food. So Chianti, the noble grape of Tuscany and Chianti is Sangiovese. Sangiovese is to Tuscany what Nebbiolo is to Piemonte, and that was one of the first wines we explored, first grapes we explored back in January, and there's similarities between them but differences. And I think what you get in a good Chianti is you get good fruit, cherry kind of berry fruit, you get leather, and you get earth, and you get spices, and you get pepperiness, and I think that combination makes for really good food wine. And Chianti also comes in classifications. We think of Chianti, we think of the fiasco, the straw basket, and which I think probably hurt the image too of Chianti. It's seen as our parents' wine, or your parents' wine, or grandparents' wine, and people don't want to drink that these days. Interestingly enough, some wineries are making excellent, even organic Chiantis, and putting them back in fiasco as a sort of an homage to that time. But again, Chianti comes in different levels. You've got basic Chianti, you've got which tends to be fresh, unoaked or lightly oaked. You've got an inexpensive Sangiovese. You've got Chianti producers making a Sangiovese because they're blending it maybe with other grapes and not labeling it as Chianti, even though it's from the Chianti region in the middle of Tuscany. You've got Chianti Classico, you've got Chianti Classico Riserva, and you've got Gran Selezione. I think if you want to get a good understanding of what Chianti is, you look for Chianti Classico. That to me is emblematic. But what I did for you all this month is grab this Chianti Classico Riserva 2016. So what you're going to get in this wine from Rocca di Castagnoli, which is a property, by the way, that dates back to 800 AD. That's the other beauty of Italy and of Tuscany. These properties that go back not generations but centuries. So Riserva means that the grapes are a little more select, and the aging is a little bit longer, both in barrel and in bottle before they release it. So again, this is 2016. It's only been released not too long ago. 95% Sangiovese, 5% Canaiolo. There's a couple of grapes that are permitted within Chianti to be blended in, but I believe a Chianti has to have 90% Sangiovese, at least on a Classico and Classico Riserva and Gran Riserva level. Gran Selezione. I love Tuscany. I love the people in Tuscany. One of my first big exposures to wine, I was the only American judge at the Selezione dei Vini di Toscana, which was this every other year major judged wine competition, and I got to go there back in 2012, and that was the last time they held it because it was funded by the Tuscan and also national government, and they've been in economic crisis really since then, and have not had that contest since. But but met a lot of fabulous people from around the world and throughout Italy that I still am in contact with many of them. So it wasn't really that I didn't want to have one, but I just thought that having a Chianti and a really good one as we again launch into autumn here. This is a good grilled meat, summer grilled meat wine. If you want a steak wine, I prefer something like this to a Cabernet Sauvignon. Good hearty pasta dishes, especially with meat sauces. Again, think autumnal dishes and seasonings and ingredients, and I think this is a wine that will go with it. This is again is going to be a hearty wine, but not hugely overdone. 14% alcohol. There's going to be a lot of tannins in there. So again, I think this is a food wine, not a sitting around watching TV in your jammy sipping wine. You might want to give it a little decant if you want. Really, just as a spectacular wine, highly regarded, highly rated. Only 2,000 cases a year are made, and we were able to, grab a bunch of them for Wine Club, and I'm excited to have a Chianti, and a really, really good Chianti. Think about Sangiovese based wines. Think about Chiantis at different levels. As you go up in levels, the grapes become more select, but also they tend to be aged longer in barrel. Some of those producers are using large barrels, new wood, which gets more of that vanilla oaky flavor. Some are using neutral wood, again, larger barrels as opposed to smaller, so you get less of the flavor, but more of the mouthfeel and the influence in the wood. So I think you're going to find that this will give you that sort of woody influence. Here we go. But also not a lot of that new oak sort of vanilla-y flavor that some producers in Tuscany are going for because they think that's what the Americans want. No, we don't, or at least not this one. That's it. Enjoy. Oh, and I'm going to post a video as well where I was on Tuscan TV talking about Chianti, and back 9 years ago. I kind of look the same and sound the same, I think, I hope. That's it. Enjoy them. See y'all soon.